They come up with new ideas, constantly searching for new solutions. They join in groups, collaborate to create original projects. Co-creation is what inspires them, pushes them forward, making them stronger. Artistic individuals and collectives, authors of non-trivial ideas and projects, phenomenal theatrical productions and films. People of science and culture who once decided to amaze the world. All featured in documentary series Magic of Creation. Eco festivals on Lake Alakol. In today's program, Fisherman's Lucky Day, Why Watch Birds, The Magic of Lake Alakol. Lake Alakol is beautiful at any time of the day, but only in the morning hours it shines with amazing palette of colors. Sometimes you can't help but wonder how many shades of color a single wave can have. Nature lovers come to Alakol to rest and enjoy this beauty. Every September, for the last 7 days, the shores of Lake Alakol house a festival with the unusual name Alakol. The idea of the festival was born after we became friends with Natasha Borovaya. This person carries such heavy load, a load of love for nature, for our landscapes, for our environment. We wanted to show people what Lake Alakol is. There is so much space to be creative when developing domestic tourism. You always need to come up with new things, develop alternative ways, since we all know that the quality of our roads is far from being perfect. You need to be inventive and figure out ways and means to get somewhere. Same applies to services. The idea of holding a festival came to us in a conversation. Huat and I, as well as his team, worked on developing this idea, which resulted in launching annual festival Alakol for fishermen and their families. 130 grams. Earlier we had one weighing 80 grams. This one is bigger. Let's see what happens next. There is a stereotype that fishing is only for men. In reality, we have many female contestants, and they often win, sometimes. Local fish is small. Physical strength doesn't really matter. What matters is tactic and strategy. You must prepare the right bait, throw it properly, choose the right distance. The success of contestant depends on these little details. At first, the festival had a purely pragmatic goal to prolong tourism season on Lake Alakol. Usually, the season lasts from the middle of June to the end of August. In September, the weather is still warm, but the shores of the lake used to be already deserted. Therefore, the Alakol festival was planned to be held during this month. Over time, year after year, the festival has become more than just fisherman event. We are gathering here for the 7th time already. I see familiar faces and strangers. It's great. It's nice seeing old friends, as well as meeting new ones. Murathan Razimanov is judging our competition for many years now, since the very beginning of the competition. He might look like a very strict man. It gives a certain impression, and judge must be strict. But as we talked, it turned out that he is such a warm-hearted person. He got really enthusiastic about this idea. He is from Ucharal, 70 kilometers away from Akchi village. The way he speaks, it's really sweet and endearing. People don't come to just sit back and do nothing. You need to see how he runs back and forth along the shore, weighing every fish that has been caught. After 7 years, he is as enthusiastic as in first year. Last year we had 13 or 15 contestants. This year we have 21 people. We have both locals and visitors. You saw a young participant sitting on the beach. He is in 6th grade. We will be very happy to greet more tourists on Alakol. At 7th place we have Tamerlan Serikbay. He's one of 2 youngest participants of our competition. Our festival has fostered more than one champion, prize winner. I'm certain that Tamerlan is off to a good start. Lake Alakol is located on the border of Almaty and East Kazakhstan regions. The lake is surrounded by Jungar-Altau ridges, which creates the climate of this region. It's hot and sunny in the summer, but winters are very severe. Strong winds blow from Lake Ebinur through the Jungar gates. The winds were named Ebi and Evgey for their constancy and hurricane power. Lake Alakol is praised for the curative composition of its water. It contains many mineral salts, almost entire periodic table. You couldn't find better location to hold Eco Festival. I think this place is magical. To me, it's whole Kazakhstan in miniature. There is a great steppe and there are great mountains and great lakes. I believe that our lakes Balkhash, Alakol, Zhelanashkol, Sasyk-Kol are all our great lakes. And the history of this place is great. It's part of the Great Silk Road. If you drive 10 kilometers away from here, you'll see caravanserai and even see its square structure. You can imagine the caravans passing through here, how they stopped, refilling their water supplies and continued their way. Looking at me, you can get a hint that we are performing the caravan song tonight. Our band, Aquaphone, has taken the liberty to translate the famous Duke Ellington song The Caravan, and today we'll sing it in front of everyone. The caravan is an absolutely accurate image for Alakol.
Абсолютно точный образ для Алаколя.
Вас приветствует группа Aquaphone.
Welcome, the Aquaphone Band. This feeling that arises in people, the feeling of joyful amazement, this feeling is wonderful. The bustle of daily routine can be boring. When you come to such beautiful, quiet places, you can look around. The sky is beautiful here. People living in big cities haven't seen a sky like this in decades. Night walks under the starry sky. Many people are trying to photograph the Milky Way for the first time. Lake Alakol has one more feature. Numerous kinds of birds have their migration routes set over these places for many centuries. Sredny Island is a real bird paradise. It's a part of the Alakol National Reserve territory. The density of bird population on the island is incredible. Small bays and rocky outcroppings are strewn with cormorant colonies. There are numerous Caspian gulls and Pelecis gulls. There is a never-ending bustle and chirping on the water and in the air. 1/3 of bird species inhabiting the globe nests in this area. It's not surprising that the next idea of Natalia Borovaya and Huat Kurmankaev was to hold an eco festival dedicated to birds. Connoisseurs of birds gather on the shore of Lake Alakol in early May. It's called bird watching. It's a foreign word for us. We mention it for a reason, because this hobby comes from England. It's an English word, literally watching at birds. At first, I thought that it was just a bunch of nerds walking around making pictures. What could interest them so much? Then I realized that first of all it's exciting, this photo hunting. You must quickly take a shot here and detect what kind of bird it is. This is a complex sport. This kind of learning and resting recreation has gained popularity in Kazakhstan in the last 5 years. mainly thanks to the Wings of Alakol festival. There are certain rules when watching the birds. The main thing is to be quiet so as not to frighten away the birds. In spring, birds have a nesting period, but you can shoot and watch through binoculars from afar. There are large birds that catch the eye of beginners almost immediately. These are pelicans. You can come across great white pelicans as well as Dalmatian pelicans. But of course the main goal of bird watchers on the festival is to see a relict seagull. Alakol is associated with the relict seagull in general. It took me 4 years to be able to finally catch it on frame. I'm proud of this picture because it's a rare and beautiful bird. White feathers with a black circle around the eyes. An aristocratic look. I understand why it is a relic. It is extremely rare. But it's an endemic inhabiting here since the very beginning. Vitaly Dvoretsky and I managed to shoot it on video. Rare shots. There are also pelicans, swans and cranes. It's a privilege to be able to see such big birds in the wild. Like any other festival, Wings of Alakol is a social event where creative people get together and communicate. You can see famous photographers, journalists, musicians and of course scientists, namely biologists, among the guests of the festival. One of them is professional entomologist. Alexander Zhdanko is a scientist and traveler. He has studied every kind of butterflies of the world. Alexander's love for birds began 3 years ago. He believes that this area has unique natural spots. You can take amazing pictures of birds and animals. I must say that Balkhash Alakol and Chinese lakes are very old lakes, fragments of the long-gone Tethys Sea, the Tethys Ocean. Therefore, both flora and fauna here are very distinct and abundant. The northern fauna comes from the north, southern from the south. Also, this is where the wind rose coming from the south to the northeast ends. The organizers of the festival do not forget about their little guests. While adults are fishing or watching birds, children draw or make something with their own hands. As it turned out, not only children are interested in handmade crafts. Almost everyone here sits and sews something. Larissa Europkina and I were sewing birds while on Wings of Alakol Fest. We invited her this time as well. We really enjoy her company. She's a puppeteer from Almaty. She has diverse creative approaches. She makes dolls and small souvenirs. She comes with ready-to-assemble details and we put them together here. This time she brought textile goldfish and visitors had to sew in their biggest wish. Everyone loved it. Of course, it's mainly women and girls. Men also participate. It's fun. There are many different people coming to us. We are so immersed in civilization that we forget how to hold a needle and a thread in our hands. This is a pelican. It's my own design. It's made of paper. I want to give this pelican to the head of this wonderful place, to Huat.
Наши задумки, которые мы начали делать вместе уже несколько лет, привлекли к нам в гости.
Many wonderful creative people had joined us, intrigued by the ideas we've been putting to practice for several years now. They supported us in most of our endeavors. They felt the atmosphere that we get from this place. They brought wonderful skills and knowledge. This amazing sensation you get in your hands, in movements of your body, when you just watch the nature, and you have other people next to you who feel the same. Everyone becomes a part of this wonderful process.
Все это происходит на глазах у других, и каждый становится как бы соучастником вот этого замечательного процесса.
Alakol is not just an extraordinarily magical place. According to the members of the Aquaphone band, it is also a source of inspiration for poets and musicians. Oleg Belov and Vitaly Dvoretsky is a creative tandem. It's hard to imagine Alakol festivals without them. Vitaly Dvoretsky and I appointed ourselves to become a creative musical accompaniment to all festivals. It gives us creative freedom. We already filmed detectives and musicals here on Alakol with Alexander Tsoy and singer Alexander Kirichenko. Here we are free to recreate any fantasy and creative idea. We might be the only band that has written 3 songs about Alakol. These are songs titled Alakol, 13 siding, dedicated to local train station. Today we'll have a premiere of a new song, which is called Wave Alakol. We'll shoot the video with the help of all participants and we'll try to integrate it into our film. We really got into the Alakol atmosphere. In just 3 days we can shoot a short film. Sometimes we even include part of it into our music videos. Then they are shown on television, on the internet. It's a creative challenge for you too, to shoot something in just 3 days. The fest is a maelstrom of exceptionally interesting people. Singers, artists, creative personalities all come to this event. I think it's great that they take their children with them. This is the best lesson of love for native land and harmony with nature. We even joke about it, asking what is it that unites all participants of these festivals. It's the fact that we have a high Alakol content in our blood. We are proud of this condition. This is actually a creative process, attracting people, making sure they are having fun, enjoy their time, that they take pleasure in being here. Those who visited our festival would never say that reaching Lake Alakol was an unpleasant and long journey, that they would never do that again. This year, they even opened an airport here. There are regular flights. If someone finds it difficult to get there, the flight from Almaty to Ucharal takes only 40 minutes. We're getting there step by step. It's great. We are now going to clean up the shore from garbage. This is Moldir Su campaign. There are much more activists. They have already spread along the shore. Here's what's left, those we were able to gather here. Another Alakol festival is coming to an end. 2 days filled with different events are behind. Today, enthusiastic participants of the festival are cleaning up the shores of the lake. We need to not just learn to love and appreciate the nature, we need to protect it and try to keep it pristine. Every visitor of this holiday takes a part in an important and useful activity. I think that through people, our huge country can unite, not separate it. Such festivals and such connections between people, it's just great. First and foremost, Eco Festival is a social project. For this reason, the Akimat of Almaty region is supporting the festival for 2nd year in a row. The main virtue of the festival is in people who are in love with the beauty of their native land. A few years will pass, and thanks to their creative imagination, Lake Alakol will become a well-known tourist destination in Kazakhstan.